yourself!
Long live the king!
Barnardo?
He...
You come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Marcellus.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold and I am sick at heart.
Have you had quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio, bid him make haste.
I think I hear him. Stand ho! Who's there?
A friend of this ground. Say, what, is Horatio there? Peace. Welcome, Horatio.
Why has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy will not let the leaf take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seamless. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition comes, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Peace! Break the all! The word comes again.
And the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio.
Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurp this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I pray thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Speak, speak, stay and speak!
It is gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Before my God, I might not this believe without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Looks it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, such was the very armor he had on when he the vicious Norway combated. So frowned he once, when in an angry parley he smote the slender poleaxe on the ice. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before, at jump at this dead hour with martial stalk hath he gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of mine opinion this bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Good, now sit here and tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land. Who is it that can inform me?
That can I. At least the whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now just appeared to us, was by King Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by a most emulate pride, dared to the combat in which our most valiant Hamlet, or so the side of our known world hath esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who, with a sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those lands he stood seized of to the conqueror. Now, sirs, young Fortinbras, who... What's soft? Lo, behold, here it comes again. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there is a good thing to be done, to do thee ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, speak on it. If thou hast departed in thy life, buried treasure from within the womb of earth, from which you spirits are oft known to walk in death, speak on it. Stay, speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Should I strike at it?
Do it if it will not stand! 'Tis here! 'Tis here!
Yeah! 'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical to offer the show of violence. For it is as the air vulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery.
He was about to speak.
Faded on the crowing of the cock. The bird of dawn seeneth all night. And then they say, no spirit there stir abroad. The nights are wholesome. Then no planet strikes, no fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and gracious is the time.
So have I heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of high yon eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and let us impart what we have seen here tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
Yes, wine for all, wine, Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted on one brow of woe, yet so far that discretion fought with nature, we do think on him in our wisest sorrow, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth and funeral and dirge and marriage, in equal scale weighing delight in dole, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred thy better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along. For all our thanks.
Yeah!
Now follows what you know. Young Fortinbras, holding a sorry supposal of our worth, or thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjointed out of frame, he hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands lost by his father to our most valiant brother.
Yeah!
Well, so much for him.
Yeah!
Now, for the time of this meeting and for ourselves, thus much the business be, we have here now writ to Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras, who, impotent and bedridden, scarcely hears of his nephew's purpose to suppress his further gait herein. Now, Laertes, yes, what's the news with you? You spoke of some suit. Well, what is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. What wouldst thou have, Laertes, that would not be my offering, not thy asking? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more native to the mouth than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave in favor to return to France, from whence thou willingly I came to Denmark to show my duty to your coronation. Yet now I must confess that duty done. My thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow to your gracious leave and pardon.
Well, have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
Hell, he hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laboursome petition, until at last, upon his will, I have sealed my hard consent. So I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Well, take thy fair hour, Laertes, and time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will.
Yeah!
But now, our cousin, Hamlet, and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord, I'm too much in the sun.
It has it. Cast thy lighted colour off, and look with thine eye like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids search for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
Well, if it be, why does it seem so particular with thee?
Seems, madam? Nay, it is. I know not seems. It is not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suit of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of perforced air. No, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected havior of the visage, together with all moods, forms, and shows of grief that do denote me truly. These indeed seem, for their actions that a man might play, But I have that within me which passeth show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know your father lost a father, that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious woe. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. We pray you throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are most immediate to our throne.
Hey!
And with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears toward his son, do I impart toward you. Now, as for your intent to return to school in Wittenberg, this is most retrograde to our desire, and we do beseech you, bend you, to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. Stay with us. Do not go to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Ah! 'Tis a fair and loving reply. Come, madam. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no jocund health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannon to the clouds shall tell, and the kings rouse the heavens shall brew it again, re-speaking earthly thunder. Come, away!
Claudius! 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 Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting and that set his can against self-slaughter. Oh, God. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable to me seem all the uses of the world. Fie on it. It is an unweeded garden which grows to seed. Things rank and gross possess it merely. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead. No, not so much. Not 2. He was so excellent a king that was to this Hyperion, to a satyr. So loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember how she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month. Let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month, or ere the shoes had grown old with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears, why she, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer, she married my uncle, my father's brother, and yet no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
Horatio, I'm glad to see you well, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Sir, my good friend, I would change that name with you. And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio?
A true disposition, my good lord.
I wouldn't hear your enemies say so. And what's your affair at Elsinore? We will teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's marriage.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage table. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ere I ever saw that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, taken for all in all, but I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king? My father?
Season your admiration for a while with an attend ear whilst I deliver this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear it!
2 nights together had 2 gentlemen, Marcellus and Barnardo, on their watch in dead waste in middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure like your father, armed at point exactly, cap a pay appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walked within his truncheon's length past their surprised and fear-oppressed eyes, whilst they stood distilled, almost to jelly with the act of fear, stand dumb and speak not to it. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we did watch.
And did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, yet answer made it none. Yet once methought it did address itself to motion as if it would speak.
It's very strange.
On my life, my lord, 'tis true.
Indeed, sir, indeed, but it troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
Armed, you said?
Armed, my lord, from head to foot.
I would I had been there. I'll watch tonight, perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
And if it assume my noble father's person, I will speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. Fare you well. Upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
My duty to your honor.
Your love is mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come. Till then, still my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
Well, my necessities are embarked. Farewell, brother. And when the wind gives benefit and convoy assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
Nah. As for Hamlet and his trifling favor, hold it in a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the prime youth of nature. Forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, a perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more. But so.
Now think it no more. And now, no soil nor cautel doth besmirch the virtues of his will, but you must fear his weightness of greatness. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, and keep you in the rear of his affection, out of shot and danger of desire.
I shall keep the effect of this good lesson as watchman to my heart. But good, my brother, do not as some ungracious pastors do, and show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst like a puffed and reckless libertine himself, the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not. Nah, I stay too long.
Oh, get here, Laertes!
Oh,
Aboard, for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for it! Ah, there, my blessing with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! And these few precepts in thy memory, look thou character.
Uh-huh.
Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought is act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear too that the opposite may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take every man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. And this above all, to thine own self be true. And it must then follow as night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. Oh, my blessing, season this in me.
I humbly do take my leave, my lord. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I've said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very often late given private time to you, and you yourself of your audience been most free and bounteous. Now, if it be so as 'tis put on me in that way of caution, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly as behooves my son or your honor. So what's between you two? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection. Oh, you sound like a green girl unsifted in such perilous circumstances. And do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Oh, Mary, I will teach you. Think yourself a baby that you obtain for true pay these tenders which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase rented thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love, in an honorable fashion.
Fashion, you may call it.
Oh.
Now go to.
And hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Springes to catch woodcocks? I do know when the blood burns how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, Ophelia, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, even in promise as it is in making, you must not take for fire. For Lord Hamlet, believe so much in him that he is young, and with a larger tether may he walk than may be given you. And few, Ophelia, it's just a few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows. For they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments cast, but mere implorators of unholy vows, breathing like pious and sanctified bonds, the better to beguile. No, this is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slandered any moment's leisure as to give words or talk with Lord Hamlet. Look to it. I charge you.
I shall obey, my
Come
lord.
your ways.
The air bites shrewdly. It's very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour now?
It draws near 12, the season wherein the spirit is held as wont to walk. What is this, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps wassail and his staggering upspring reels, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bleed out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
Marry, is it? But to my mind, though I am native here, and to the manner born, it is a custom better honored in the breach than the observance. This heavy-headed revel, east and west, makes us traduced and taxed of other nations. They call us drunkards, and with swinish phrase soil us by addition.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thou airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I would talk to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane, answer me! Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why these canonized bones, hearsed in death, have burst their cerements. What may it mean that thou, dead corpse, again in complete steel, revisit thus the glimpses of the moon? Make night horrid, and we fools of nature so hideously to shake our dispositions with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls.
It beckons you to come away with it, as if some impartment did desire to you alone.
It will not speak. I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why, what should be the fear? I don't set my life at a pin's peak. And for my soul, what an it to do to that, a thing immortal as itself? It waves me on again. I'll follow it.
What if it tempt you towards the flood, my lord, or near the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his bay thereby assume some other horrible form to deprive your sovereignty of reason and deprive you in madness.
It waves me still. Go on! I'll follow thee!
Do not, my lord.
Hold off your hands!
Be ruled, you shall not go.
My fate cries out. Still, I am called. Unhand me, Horatio! I swear I will make a ghost of him that stops me. I said away. Go on. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination. I'll follow. 'Tis not fit to obey him thus. To what issue will this come? Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Heaven will direct it, and I'll follow him.
Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak! I will go no further!
Mark me.
I will!
My hour is almost come when I to superiors and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy spirit to what I shall unfold.
Speak. I'm bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night and for the day confined to fast fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. Let them forbid. Tell the secrets of my prison house. I would a tale whose slightest words would peril up thy soul, freeze thy young blood. But this eternal blazing must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, oh list, as thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to hear it, that I, with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love, may sweep my revenge.
Now, Hamlet, hear this given out, that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. And to the whole ear of Denmark is by a forced process of my death, rankly abused, but know thou native youth. The serpent that did sting my father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul! My uncle?
I, the incestuous and adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wits, with traitorous gifts, O wicked wit, gifts that have the power so to seduce. One to his shameful lust, the will of my most scheming virtuous queen. But soft, methinks I sense the morning air. Grief let me be. Sleeping in my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon. Upon my secure hour, thine uncle stole with juice of cursed Hamman and a vial, and in the pouches of my ear did pour the leprous concealment. Thus was I sleeping by my brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, and once spared, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin. And whoso disappointed and annulled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh horrible, most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, fear it not. Let not the royal bread of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the death to be near, and gins the pale his ineffectual fire. Adieu, adieu, adieu. remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven. Oh, earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Hold my heart, and you, my sinews, bear me stiffly up. Remember thee. I, thou poor ghost, whiles memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee. Yea, and from the tablet of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond record, all saws from books, all forms, all pressures past that youth and observation copied there, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, yes, my heaven! Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, smiling, damned villain! My tablets. I think it meet that I should set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it's so in Denmark! So, uncle, there you are. But to my word, it is adieu, remember me, I've sworn it.
My lord!
So be it.
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
No, you will reveal it.
Not I, by heaven.
How say you then? Would heart of man but you'll be secret.
I, by heaven.
There never was a villain dwelling in all Denmark. But he's an errant knave.
My lord, there needs no ghost come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right, you're in the right. And so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You as your business and desire shall point you, and for my own poor part, I will go, pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you heartily, and in faith heartily.
There's no offense.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there isn't much offense too. Touching this vision here, it's an honest ghost, that let me tell you. But as for your desire to know what's between us, or master it as you may. And now, my good friend, give me one poor request.
Name it, my lord.
Never make known what you've seen tonight.
Not I, my lord.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Swear!
Say'st thou so, art there, Trupney? Come on! You hear the fellow in the cellarage? Consent to swear.
Propose the oath.
Swear by my sword.
Swear by his sword.
I swear.
Thou sayest well, old mole. Canst work in the earth so fast.
Day and night, 'tis but wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. But come, here, as before. So help you mercy. How strange or odd, Samir, I hold myself, as I hereafter shall think meets, perchance, to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such times seeing me, never will to note that you know aught of me. This do swear, so grace and mercy at your most need help you.
Swear!
I swear!
Swear!
I swear!
Rest, perturbed spirit. Come, Horatio. With all my love, I do commend me to you. And what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to show his love and friendling to you, God willing, shall not lack. Let's go in together. I pray you, still your fingers to your lips. The time is out of joint. Go cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so frightened.
With what?
God.
As I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and downjibbed to his ankle, pale as a shirt, and his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, comes before me.
Oh, mad for thy love.
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
Well, what said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then long goes he to the length of all his arm, with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face, as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. And with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of door he went without their helps, and to their last bended their light on me.
Come with me, I will go seek the king. Yeah, this is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself and leads the will to desperate undertakings as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures. I'm sorry, or wait, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but I did as you command. I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
Oh, that hath made him mad. I'm sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trife and meant to rack thee. Beshrew my jealousy. You know, it's as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinion as it is for the younger sort to lack discretion. Ugh. Come. We will go seek the king. This must be known, which being kept close would cause more grief to hide than hate to utter love.
We're friends, I think. Oh, welcome, dear. Welcome, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you. The need that we have to use you did provoke. Oh, please. Provoke our hasty sending. Something you have heard of Hamlet's transformation, so I call it, sith neither the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it could be more than his father's death that has set him so far from the understanding of himself I cannot dream of. And I entreat you both, of being so young days brought up with him, and sith so natured to his youth and behavior, that you might, by your companies, draw him on to pleasures, and gather so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, we have much talked of you, and sure I am, to men there is not living to whom he more adheres.
Well, both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and hereby give ourselves up to the full bent and lay our services freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to go visit my much too changed son.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Rosie.
The ambassadors from Norway, my lord, are joyfully returned.
Ah, well, thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord?
Yes.
I do think I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
No! Well, speak of that. That I do long to hear.
Hear first from the ambassadors. Let my news be the fruit to that great feast.
Though, well, thyself to grace them. He tells me, dear Gertrude, that he has located the head and source of all your son's distemper.
Oh, well, I doubt it is no other but the main. His father's death and our over-hasty marriage.
I suppose. Well, where is Polonius anyhow? Yeah, what's the news from Norway?
He sends a most fair greeting of returners and desires. Upon our first, he sent out to suppress his nephew's levies, which to him appeared to be a conquest against the Polak, but further looked into, he truly found it was against your highness. Whereupon, aggrieved that so his sickness, age, and impotence was falsely borne in hand, he sends up for arrest on Fortinbras. Who, in brief, obeys, receives rebuke, and then makes vows before his uncles never more to give the assay of arms against your majesty. Whereupon, old Norway, overcome with joy, gives him 3,000 crown in annual fee and his commission to take those same soldiers so levied as before against Poland, with an entreaty, herein further shown, that it might please your majesty to give quiet passage through your domain for this enterprise with such regards to safety and allowances therein are set down.
Okay, it likes us well, and at our more considered time, we'll read, think on, and answer this business.
This business is well ended. My liege, madam, what is it to discuss what majesty should be? What duty is, what day is day, night, or time is time, but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit and tediousness the outward limbs and flourishes, I'll be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to find true madness, what is it to be nothing else but mad? But let that go.
More matter and less art, please.
Oh, madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he's mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. Oh, a foolish figure. But let that go. Perpend, I have a son, while he is mine, who in his duty and obedience mark hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's a vile phrase, an ill phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. In his excellent white bigness, these, etc.
Come this from Hamlet to him.
Madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love, oh dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. Oh, most best, believe it, adieu, Hamlet. This in his obedience hath my son given me.
But how hath he received his love?
Oh, what do you think of me?
As a man faithful, honorable.
Fain I would prove so, but what would you think of me when I saw that hot love on the wing? If when I saw that love I looked on with idle eye, what would you think? No, I went to work, and to my young son thus I did bespeak, Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star, this must not be. Well, he took the fruits of my advice, and Hamlet repelled, fell into a sadness, and then into a fast, thence into a watch, thence into a weakness, thence into a lightness, and by this declension into the madness in which he now raves and wholly mourn for. Yes.
You think 'tis this?
Well, it may be very like.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in this lobby.
So he does indeed.
So, at such a time, I'll lose my son to him. Now, if he love him not, and be not from his reason thereon fallen, let me be no assistant for his state, but keep a farm and cart.
All right, we'll try it.
Oh, but look, here comes the poor wretch.
Wait, I beseech you, give me leave. Go! Go! How fares the Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. You're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
Aye, sir. For to be honest as the world goes, to be one man picked out of 10,000.
Oh, well, that's very true, my lord.
For the sun may breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god kissing carrion. Yeah. Have you a son?
I have, my lord.
Conception is a blessing, but as your son may conceive, friend, look to it.
How say you by that? Still harping on my son! Yet, when he saw me first, he knew me not and said I was a fishmonger. Oh, he is far gone. And yet truly in my youth I did suffer much extremity for love. Very near this. I will speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
I read? Words. Words. Words.
What's the matter, my lord?
Between who?
No, I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For this satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber plum tree gum, that they have a plentiful lack of wit together with most weak hams. All of which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently agree with, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For you yourself, sir, shall grow as old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backwards.
Aye, though this be madness, there's method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Oh, indeed, that is out of the air, my lord.
I said it.
Oh, God, how pregnant sometimes his replies are. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between my son and him. My lord, I shall take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I would more willingly part withal. Except my life. Except my life, though.
Fare you well, my lord.
There's some old...
To the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, my lord!
My lord, God save you!
My most humble lord!
My excellent good friends, how dost thou, Guildenstern? Rosencrantz. Good lads, how do you both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not the very button.
And nor the soles of her shoes.
Neither, my lord.
So you live about her waist or in the middle of her favor?
Faith or private we.
Ooh, in the secret parts of fortune.
Ooh.
True, she is a strumpet.
Ooh, a strumpet.
A strumpet. But seriously, what's the news?
None, my lord, but the world's grown honest.
Oh, then doomsday's near. But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my friends, deserved at the hands of fortune to send you to prison hither?
A prison, my lord?
Denmark's a prison.
Then the world is one.
A goodly one, in which there are many wards, confines, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Well, then it's not for you. There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. And to me, it's a prison.
Well, then your ambition makes it one, for it's too narrow for your mind.
God, man. I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Well, dreams are indeed ambition, for the very substance of ambition is merely the shadow of a dream.
Oh.
A dream itself is but a shadow.
Okay, man.
In the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am, I'm even poor in thanks, and yet I thank you. And yet I'm also sure that my thanks is too dear a halfpenny. Were you sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come.
What should we say, my lord?
Anything but to the purpose. You were sent for.
To what end, my lord?
That must you teach me. But let me conjure you, by the rights of our fellowship, by the consonancy of our youth, by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, and by the... what more dear a better persuader might charge you with, be even, and direct with me whether you were sent for or no. What say you? Now I have an eye of them. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for, but we're here now.
We were around.
I'll tell you why. And shall by my anticipation prevent your discover, and your secrecy to the king and queen will molt no feather. I have, of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Foregone all custom of exercises, and indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition, that this goodly frame, the earth, seemeth nothing but a stale promontory. This great canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this most majestical roof fretted through with golden fire, seemeth nothing but a stale and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable in action, how like an angel in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of nature, the paragon of animals, and yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delighteth not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
There was no such stuff in my thoughts, my
Then why'd you smile?
To think that if you not delight in man, then what sort of lentic entertainment shall the players receive from you?
What players are these?
Even those that you were wont to take such a delight in. The Tragedians of the city?
Gentlemen, you're welcome at Elsinore, welcome. But my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
Oh, in what way, my lord?
I'm but mad north-northwest, when the wind is southerly. I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Oh, welcome with you, gentlemen. My lord, I have news to tell you.
Get it out, man.
The actors are come hither, my lord.
Oh!
You are welcome, master. I'm glad to see you well. Welcome. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, good my lord?
Thou spoke a speech to me once, though it was never acted, or if it was, not above once. For the play, as I remember, pleased not the millions. 'Twas caviar to the general. But it was, as I received it, a most excellent play. One speech of it, which I chiefly loved, 'twas Aeneas' tale to Dido, and thereabout especially when he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. The hellish Pyrrhus old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed.
For God, well said, sir.
Anon, he finds him. Striking too short at Greeks, his antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal match, Pyrrhus at Priam dives, and rage strikes wide, but with the whip and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then senseless Ilium, seeming to feel the blow with flaming top, stoops to its baits, and with a hideous crash takes prisoner Pyrrhus' ear. For lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of Reverend Priam, seemed to the air to stick. So as a painted tyrant Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will did nothing. But as we often see against some storm, the silence in the heavens, the rack stands still, the bold winds speechless, and the orb below as hush as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region so, after Pyrrhus' pause aroused vengeance sets him new a work. And never did the Cyclops' hammers fall on Mars' armor forged for proof etern, with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam. Out, thou strumpet fortune! All ye gods to General Synod take away her power, break all the spokes and fellies from her wheel, and bowl the round nave down the hill of heaven, as low as to the fiends.
This is too long.
Pretty! Say on. So he's for a jig or a bawdry, or he sleeps. Say on. Come to Hecuba.
But who, oh woe, hath seen the marbled queen run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with bison rheum, a clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe, a blanket, and alarm of fear caught up? Who this had seen with tongue in venom steeped, 'gainst fortune's state would treason have pronounced. And if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Oh, look where the changed color's got tears in his eyes, breathing no more.
My lord, see the players well bestowed. Do you hear? You see them well used, for they are the brief and abstract chronicles of the time. After your death, you were better have a bad epitaph than their ill report while you live.
Oh, my lord, I will use them according to their desert.
God's bodkins, man, much, much better. You use every man according to his desert, and who shall scape whipping? Use them according to your own honor and dignity. The less merit, the more honor and the bounty. Take him in.
Come, sir.
We'll do a play tomorrow. Can you play The Murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll do it tomorrow night, but I have a speech of some 12 or 16 lines that I would set down and insert in it.
Aye, my lord.
Very well. You follow that lord there. But look you, don't mock him.
The players.
I'll leave you till night. Gentlemen, you're welcome at Elsinore. Welcome.
God save you, sir.
Aye, God be with you.
Okay, bye.
Now I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, can force his soul so to his own conceit, that in her moving all his visage waned, tears in the eye, distraction in the aspect, the voice cracking, and all of his functions formed to his conceit. And all for nothing. For Hecuba. What is Hecuba to him or he to her that he should weep for her? What would he do if he had the motives and the cue to passion that I have? Why, he would drown the stage in tears, cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, appall the free, confound the ignorant, and confuse, indeed, the very faculties of eyes and ears. While I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peep, like John of Dreams, unpregnant in my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was had. Am I a coward? It cannot be, but I am pigeon-livered and lacking gall to make oppression bitter. Or ere this time I would have fatted this region's kites with that slave's awful, oh bloody, bawdy villain, oh remorseless, lecherous, treacherous, kindless villain. What an ass am I. Is this not brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words, and fall a-cursing like a very drab, a scullion, fly on it. Hey, about my brain. I've heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been so moved to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefax. For murder, though it has no tongue, may speak with most miraculous organ. I will have a play played something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I will observe him, I will tent him to the quick, and if he do blench, I know my course. For the spirit that I've seen may be a devil, and the devil hath the power to assume a pleasing shape, yea, and out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he's very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I will have grounds more relative than this. The play. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of conference, get from him why he puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all his days of quiet with this turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
he does confess himself distracted, but from what abuses he will by no means speak.
Nor is he forward to be sounded, but with crafty madness keeps aloof. We could bring out of him some confession of his true state.
But did you essay to him any pastime?
Madam, it so fell about that players we are right on the way. Of them we told him, and there did seem to be a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court now, and as I believe, he is ordered to play before him tonight.
Oh, 'tis most true. And he has beseeched me to entreat your majesties to see and hear the matter.
Oh, with all my heart it doth content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose into these delights. Gertrude, you leave us too. For we have closely sent for Hamlet hither that he may hear, as toward by accident, affront Ophelia. Her father and I, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves such that, seeing unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge whether it be his affliction of love or not that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do hope it's your happy beauties that are the cause of Hamlet's wildness, and that your good virtues will bring him back from his wonted way again. To both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Graces, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. Yeah, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We're oft guilty of this. 'Tis much proved that with devout visage and pious action we can sugar over the devil himself. Oh, shh! I hear him coming. Let's bestow ourselves.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die. To sleep no more. And in that sleep of death to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the calamity that makes respect of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, that undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment. In this regard the currents turn awry and lose the name of act. That's all. The fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered?
Good, my lord. How does your honor fare this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have some remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No. Not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath composed, as did make the things more rich. Their perfume lost. Take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when the givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Be you honest?
What, my lord?
Be you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is into a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometimes a paradox, but the time now gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You shouldn't have. Virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but yet we relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself but indifferent honest, and yet I can accuse myself of such stuff. As it were better, my mother had never borne me. I'm very proud, revengeful, ambitious, and I have such offenses in me that I have not thoughts to put them in, imagination to shape them, or time to act them out in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between the earth and heaven? We're errant knaves, all of us, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Shut up. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Then let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Get thee to a nunnery, farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heaven.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice and pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. And if thou wilt needs marry, you marry a fool. For wise men know what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery go, and quickly do.
Powers restore him.
I've heard of your paintings well enough. God hath given you one face, and you make for yourself another. You jig and amble and lisp, and you nickname God's creatures, and you make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to! I'll have none of it. It hath made me mad. I say there'll be no more marriage. They that are married already, all but one, shall live. And the rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go. Go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose of this fair state, the glass of fashion in the mold of form, the observed of all observers is quite down. And I, of lovers most deject and wretched, that have sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble in most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me. to have seen what I've seen. See what I see.
Love? Love? His affections do not that way tend. Nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little. It was not like madness. No, there's something in his soul, o'er which his melancholy sits on brood. I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, which, for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute. Happily, the seas and countries being different with variable objects, that shall expel this something settled matter in his heart, from whereupon his brain still beating sets him thus from fashion of himself. What think you on it?
It shall do well, but yet I do still think the origin and commencement of all this grief is neglected love. Oh, my lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. Now, if she find him not, then to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best think.
It shall be so, for madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
What ho, Horatio?
Here, my sweet lord, at your service.
Oh, Horatio. Thou art e'en as just a man as ere my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my good lord.
Nay, do not think that I flatter. For what advancement might I hope from thee that hath no revenue but thy good spirits to feed and clothe thee? Dost thou hear? Since my dear soul was mistress of her choice and could of men distinguished by election, she has sealed thee for herself. Thou hast been, as one in suffering all that suffers none, a man that fortune's buffets and rewards hath ta'en with equal thanks. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of hearts as I do thee. Something too much of this. There's a play tonight before the king, one scene of which comes near the circumstance I told you of my father's death. Prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not unkennel itself in one speech, then it's a damned ghost that we saw. And my imagination is as foul as Vulcan's smithy.
Well, my lord, if you steal the yacht whilst the play is playing and escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent well. Of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air. Promise pact. You could not feed a capon so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine. Now, my lord, you played once in the university, you said.
Ah, that I did, my lord, and was accounted a good actor.
And what part did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar?
I was killed in the Capitol.
Don't say.
Brutus killed me.
Well, it was a brute part to kill so capital a calf there.
Indeed.
Is the player ready?
Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Come here, my dear Hamlet. Come sit by me.
Nay, mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Ah, you mark that?
Lad, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I meant with my head in your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Did you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
Oh, that's a fine thing to lie between a man's legs.
What, my lord?
Nothing.
You are merry, my lord.
Who, me?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, God. You're only jig maker. Why, what should a man be but marry? Look at my mother. Look how cheerfully she looks. And my father, not dead 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? Dead 2 months and not forgotten yet? Why, then there's some hope that a great man's memory might outlive him by a year.
Lords and ladies!
All right.
presenting to you the tragedians of the city.
My lord, what means this?
Marry this means mischief.
For us and for our tragedy, we stoop towards your clemency and beg your hearing patiently.
Is this a prologue or the posy of a ring?
Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round, Neptune's salt wash, and Tellus' orbit ground, since love our hearts and Hymen did our hands unite commutual and most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count o'er ere love be done. But woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer and of your former state, that I distrust you, my lord. Yet though I distrust, discomfort you, it is nothing much. For woman's love and fear hold no quantity, in neither aught nor in extremity. Now what my love is proof hath made you know, and as my love is his, my fear is so.
I think you do believe what now you speak. But what we do determine oft we break. Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operate powers their functions leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one is kind.
Oh, confound the rest, such love must need be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be accursed, none will wed the second, but who killed the first.
Wormwood, that's wormwood.
Neither earth give me food nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock from me day and night. Here and hence be my everlasting strife, if I, once a widow, ever be a wife.
'Tis deeply sworn, sweet. Leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile this tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Nay, but she'll keep her word.
But have you read the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest, poisoning jest. No offense in the world. Begin, murderer!
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Thy mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's ban, thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic and dire property, on wholesome life usurps immediately.
He poisons him in the garden to get his estate. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
What? Frighted with false fire?
Affairs, my lord.
Give me some light! Away!
Lights! Lights!
That was ours. You crushed it.
What say you, sir? Would this not get me a fellowship and a cry of players?
Half a share.
A whole one. I, Horatio, I will take the ghost's word for £1,000. Did you perceive?
I did, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poisoning.
I did very well know.
My good lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Oh, a whole history, sir.
The queen, your mother, with great affliction of spirit, has sent us to you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Nay, good my lord, this is not the courtesy of the right breed. If you will please me to give me a wholesome answer, then I will your mother's commandment. If not, then your pardon and my return shall be the end of our business.
Sir, I cannot.
What, my lord?
Give you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased. But such an answer as I can give, you shall command, or rather, my mother, as you say, and therefore, no more of this. To the matter, my mother. Something about my mother?
Your mother says thus. Your behavior has struck her with amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son that could so astonish a mother!
No, my lord, she wishes to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
Oh, well then we shall obey. Were she 10 times our mother? I'm sorry, have you further trade with us?
Well, my lord, you once did love us.
And still do by these pickers and stealers.
My lord, The queen will speak with you, and presently.
Then I will come to her by and by.
Oh, I shall say so.
By and by is very easily said. Leave me, friends. Now is the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion on the world. Now might I do such bitter business as day would quake to look upon. But soft, now to my mother. Heart, lose not thy nature, let not ever the soul of Nero enter thy firm bosom. I will be cruel to her, but not unnatural. I will speak daggers, but I will use none.
I like him not, nor stands it safe with us to let his madness range. Therefore, prepare you. I forthwith your commissions will dispatch, and he to England shall along with you. The terms of our estate may not endure hazard so much as to hourly grow out of his brows.
We will ourselves provide.
Arm you, I pray you, to this speedy voyage, and we will fetters put about this fear which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste it.
Yes.
Ah, my lord. He's going to his mother's closet. I'll be behind the arras to hear the process. Yeah. Very well, my liege.
Thanks, dear my lord.
I'll call upon you ere you go to sleep tonight and tell you what I know.
My offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It has the primal eldest curse upon it, brother's murder. Pray, can I not, though inclination be as strong as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. I, like a man to double business bound, I stand in prayer where I may first begin and both neglect. What if this hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the white heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereas to confront mercy but profounds the visage of offense? But what's in a prayer? It's this twofold force. To forestall us ere we come to fall, or pardoned being down. That's it. Then I'll look up. My offense is past. What form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? What then? What rests? I try what repentance can. What can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state and bosom black as death! Limed soul who struggling to be free art more engaged. Help, angels! Make us say, bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel. Be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All will be well. All will be well. I couldn't do Jesus.
Now might I do it, Patrick. Now he is a prey. And now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven, and so I am revenged. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that, I, his sole son, do that same villain send to heaven? Am I thus revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Up, sword, and know thou a more horrid hent, as when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, or at game a swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then I will trip him that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul be as damned and black as hell whereto he goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
You will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear, and that your grace has screened and stood between much heat and him. I'll be bestowed even here. Pray you, be round.
I warrant you, fear me not. Oh, withdraw. I hear him.
Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
Nay, by the rood, not I. You're the queen. You're your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you're my mother.
Nay, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, and set you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I have set you up a glass where you can see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? That will not kill me. Help!
How now? A rat? Dead for a ducat, dead!
What hast thou done?
Hey, I know not. Is it the king?
Rash and bloody deed is this.
Aye, a bloody deed. Almost as bad as to kill a king and marry with his brother.
Let's kill a king.
Aye, lady, it was my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. Take this for thy fortune. Thou findest to be too busy is some danger. Leave wringing your hands. Peace! And sit you down! And let me wring your heart, for so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff. If damned custom had not braced it, so it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou wax thy tongue in such rude noise against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, plucks the rose off the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes virtue hypocrite, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths.
Oh, what act that roars so loud and thunderous in the index?
Look you, on this picture and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. Look, what a grace was settled on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, and I, like Mars, to threaten and command, a station like the herald Mercury, new seated on a heaven-kissing hill. A combination and a form indeed, where every god proceeded to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. And look you what follows. Here's your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call this love, for at your age? The heyday in the blood is tame, is humble, it waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Shame! Where is your blush? Rebellious hell!
Hamlet, speak no more. Thy words are like daggers in mine ears. They turn myself into the very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying, and making love over a nasty sty.
Hamlet, speak no more.
A murderer and a villain. A slave that was not 20th part the tithe of your precedent, Lord. A vice of kings. A cutpurse of the empire and the rule, who from a shelf the precious deed stole and put it in his pocket.
No more.
A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Come you, your tardy son, to chide? Who, lacking in time and passion, let's go by the important acting of your dread command.
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet your almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit among weakest bodies, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. Upon thy flame and distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him! On him! What? Look how pale he glares! His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones would make them payable. Don't look on me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects, and then what I have to do will lack true color, tears perchance for blood.
With whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing?
No, yet all there is I do see.
Nor nothing did you hear?
No, nothing at all.
Look how he steals away, my father! In heaven as he lived, look as he goes out, even now at the portal!
This is the very coinage, ecstasy of thy brain, this very, very coming in.
My pulse is yours, doth temperately keep time and makes this wholesome music. It's not madness. It is not madness that I've uttered, bring to the test. And I the matter will reword that madness would gamble from. Mother, for love of grace, lay not the flattering unction on your soul that not your trespass but my madness speaks. It will but skin and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption, mining all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what's to come. Don't spread compost on the weeds to make them ranker. And forgive me. Forgive me this, my virtue. For in the fatness of the pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg. Okay. Curb and woo for leave to do him good.
Hamlet, thou hast my heart cleft in twain.
Then throw away the worser part of it and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Oh. For this same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so, to punish me with this and this with me. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor's most still, most secret, and most grave that was in life, a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw towards an end with you. Good night, Mother.
Wow, there's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves, and you must translate. 'Tis fit we understand them. Gertrude, where's your son?
Bestow this place upon us a little while.
Beat it.
My lord, what have I seen tonight? He's mad. Mad as the sea and the wind, which both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, hearing something behind the arras, he pulls his rapier and cries, "A rat! A rat!" And in his bodiless apprehension, kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. What? It had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to us all, to you yourself, to us, to everyone. And how shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have kept short, restrained, and out of haunt this mad young man. Where is he gone?
It's to draw apart the body he had killed.
Oh, God. Gertrude, no sooner than the sun shall the mountains touch than we will ship him hence. In this vile deed we will, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse Guildenstern
And Rosencrantz?
Sure. Both of you join with some further aid. Hamlet, in madness, hath Polonius slain. And from his mother's closet drag the body. Go seek him there, speak fair, and I pray you hasten this.
Amen, we'll haste us.
Gertrude, we'll call up our wisest friends. We'll let them know both what's been done and what we intend to do. Come. Away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet!
Oh, now who?
Hamlet!
What more? Who calls on Hamlet? Oh, here they come, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Hamlet! What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
I compounded it with dust, whereto 'tis kin.
You need to tell us where it is, that we may bear it thence to the chapel.
Don't believe it, man.
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel, but not mine own.
I understand you not, my lord.
Oh, I'm glad of it.
My lord, you will tell us where the body is, and you will come with us to the king.
The king? The king is with the body. The body's not with the king. The king's a thing.
A thing, my lord?
A thing of nothing, a nothing thing, the king.
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Huh? Where?
Oh, not where he eats, where he's eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms is eaten at him. Your worms, your only emperor for diets.
Alas.
We fat all creatures else to fat us and fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggars, but variable service. 2 dishes to 1 table.
What does
a man may fish with a worm that have eat of a king, and then eat of the fish that have fed on the worms.
What does thou mean by this?
Nothing. But to show how a king may go progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where's Polonius?
In heaven! Send thither for him, and if your servant find him not, then you seek him in the other place yourself. And if you find him not within 1 month, well, then you'll probably nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He'll stay till you come.
Hamlet, this vile deed, for thine especial safety, which we do tender, as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, we must send thee hence with fiery quickness. So prepare thyself. The bark is ready, the wind is at help, all the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England!
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it, if thou knewest our purpose.
Oh, your purpose. I see a cherub sees your purpose. Come, for England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Mother and father's husband, wife. Husband, wife is one flesh, and therefore, mommy, my mother. England.
Follow him at foot and tempt him with speed abroad. I'll have him shipped hence tonight. Hamlet! In England, if my love thou hold'st at aught, since my great power may thereof give thee sense, as yet thy cicatrice is raw and red after the Danish sword, and thy free awe pays homage to us, thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process. and porting letters congruing to that effect. The present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood he rages. Thou must cure me, till I know 'tis done, however my haps, my joys were never begun.
Go, Captain. From me greet the Danish king. Tell him that by his license, Fortinbras craves the conveyance of a promised march o'er his kingdom.
My lord Fortinbras?
Go softly on.
Whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, my good lord.
How purposed?
To go up against a part of Poland.
And who commands them?
The nephew of old Norway,
Fortinbras.
Fortinbras.
Go they against the main of Poland or some frontier?
To speak truthfully, and with no addition, they go to gain a little patch of ground that hath no profit but its own name. For pay 5 ducats? 5? I want to farm it.
Why then the Polak will never defend it.
Yea, it's already garrisoned.
2,000 men and 20,000 ducats would not debate the question of this straw.
Do you want to go there?
I'll be with you shortly. Go a little before. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man, if his chief good and market of his time be but to feed and sleep? A beast, no more. Sure he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unseen. Now whether it be some bestial oblivion or craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, although which quartered hath but 1 part wisdom and ever 3 parts coward, I know not yet why I live to say the thing is to do, sith I have will and cause and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass in charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. And yet here I sit, who have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of the reason and the blood, and let all sleep. Whilst to my shame, I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, who for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their deaths. Like beds, fight for a plot whereon the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tomb or continent enough to hide the slain. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.
I will not speak with him.
He is important, indeed, distract. His mood will needs be pitied.
What would he have?
He speaks much of his father. He says he hears there's tricks in the world and hems and beats his heart, burns enviously at straws, speaks things in doubt that make but half sense. His speech means nothing, yet the unshaped use of it doth move the hearers to collection. They botch it up, fit to their own thoughts. 'Twere good he were spoken with, for he may strew dangerous conjecture in idle minds.
Let him come in. To my sick soul, as sin's true nature is, each toy seemed prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and pants and his sandal shoe.
What imports this song, sweet lad?
Say you, nay pray you, mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone. Oh, pray you, mark! White his shroud as the mountain snow, larded with sweet flowers, which bewept to the grave did not go with true love showers.
My lord, Mark.
How do you, young lad?
Well, God yield you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know who we are, but not who we may be. God be at your table.
On his father?
Pray, let's have no more words of this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, and in the morning betimes, and I, a maid at your window, to be your Valentine. So up he rose and donned his clothes, and upped the chamber door. Let in a maid, then out a maid, never departed more. Indeed, without an oath, I'll make an end to it. By gifts and by Saint Charity, alack and fie for shame. Young men'll do it if they come to it. By cock we are to blame. Quote she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. He answers, so would I have done by yonder sun, hadst thou not come to my bed. I hope all is well. We must be patient. Yet I cannot choose but weep to think that they should put him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of this. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night. Sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
This is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from his father's death. Oh, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First his father slain, next your son gone, and he most violent author of his just remove. The people muddied, thick and unwholesome with their thoughts and whispers for good Polonius' death, and we have done but greenly in hugger-mugger to inter him. Poor Ophelia, separated from himself and his better judgment, without the which we are pictures or mere beasts. Last, and containing as much as all of these, his brother is in secret come from France. What noise?
Save yourself, my lord. The ocean, overpeering of its list, eats not the flask in more impetuous haste than Laertes, in a most riotous head, overbears your officers.
God.
The rabble call him lord. They cry, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Caps, hands, tongues applaud it to the clouds. Laertes shall be king. Laertes king!
How cheerfully they crown the false Danish dogs!
Oh, Dad, the doors are broke! Oh, vile king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's come proclaims me bastard, calls cuckold to my father, brands harlot, even here, between the chaste unsmirched brow of my true mother.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like. Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. There's such divinity doth hedge a king, that treason can but peep to what it would, acts little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why art thou thus incensed? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man!
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell, allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, grace and conscience to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation! Only I'll be most thoroughly revenged for my father.
Who shall stay you? That I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensibly in grief for it, should as level to your judgment appear as day does to your eye.
Hang on. What noise is that? Oh! Oh! Hey! Oh! What's wrong with my brains? Tears 7 times salt burn the sense of virtue in my eyes. Thy manage shall be paid in weight, till our scale breaks the beam. Oh, sweet rose of May. Oh, dear lad. Kind brother, sweet Ophelia.
They bore him barefaced in the byre, and in his grave reigned many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
If thou hadst thy wits and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing a down, and you call him a down. Oh, how the wheel becomes it. It is the false steward that stole his master's daughter.
This nothing's more than batter.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray you remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts.
There's documented man whose thoughts and remembrance fitted.
And there's fennel for you. And columbines. And here's some rue for you. Oh, here's some for me. We may call it herb of grace o' Sundays. No, you must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they all withered when my father died. They say he made a good end of it. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy.
Thoughts, afflictions, passions, hell itself, he turns into favor and prettiness.
Will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He will never come again. His brow is as white as snow. Oh, Faxon was his poe. He is gone, and we cast away moan. God have mercy on his soul, and of all Christian souls, I pray, God!
Did you see this? Oh, God.
Now, Laertes, I must commune with your grief. You deny me rights. Go but apart. Make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall judge twixt you and me. If by direct or collateral hand they find us touched, we will our entire kingdom give. Our crown, our life, all that we call ours, to you in satisfaction.
Let this be so.
And where the offense lies, we'll let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me.
Horatio, ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple, I boarded them. On the instant they became clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy, but they know what they did. I am to do a turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear that will make thee dumb, yet they much too light for the bore of the matter. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest thine, Hamlet.
Now must your conscience my acquittance seal, and you must mark me in your heart for friend, since he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears so. But tell me, why you proceeded not against these feats so crimeful and capital in nature?
Oh, well, for two special reasons. One, his mother, the queen, lives nearly by his looks. And for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she is so conjunctive to my life and soul that as the star moves not within his sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive, why to a public court I might not go, is the great love the general gender bears him.
So, now I have a noble father murdered, and a brother driven to desperate terms, whose worth, if praises go back again, stands monument on all ages for his perfections, but my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think it's made of stuff so flat and dull that we'd let our beards be shook with danger and think it pastime. No, you shall hear more. I loved your father. We love ourselves. And that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. Stay. What noise? Come.
This to your majesty, and this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Sailors, my lord, they say.
Sailors. Laertes, you shall hear us. You lead. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon, thereunto recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What could this mean? Are they all come back, or is there some abuse and there's no such thing?
Know you the hand.
'Tis Hamlet's character. Look, naked, he says. And in a postscript here, alone. Could you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms the sickness in my heart to know that I shall live to tell him to his teeth, thou diest thus.
Falls right. But, Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like a painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why you ask this?
Hamlet is come back. What wouldst thou do to prove thyself, indeed, more than in words, thy father's son?
To cut his throat in the church.
Indeed. And no place should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. But Hamlet is come back. And if he no longer means to undertake this voyage, then he will, of your special providence, find a part that did pluck such envy from him as did that one.
Wait. Which part is this?
2 months hence, here was a Frenchman of Normandy, and he made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report for art and exercise, in your rapier most especial, that he cried out, 'twould be a sight indeed if one could match you, sir. This report of his did envenom Hamlet with such envy that he could do nothing but beg and wish your sudden coming over to play with him.
I'll do this. And to my purpose, I'll anoint my blade. I wrought an unction at a mountebank so mortal that dip but a knife in it, from where it draws blood. No cataclysm so rare can save the thing from death. That is but scratch withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion. If I but gall him slightly, it may be death.
This falls right, but let's think on it further. For if this plan should fail, 'twere better not assayed, and we should have some back or second if it did blast in proof. So let's think. Here, we'll make a solemn wager on your cunning. But then, yes, okay, I have it. When he is hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end, that when he calls for water, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, If, by chance, he escaped your venom stuck, our purpose will hold here. What noise?
One woe doth tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your brother's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There's a willow that grows askant the brook, that shows its hoary leaves in the glassy stream. Therewith fantastic garlands did he make, of crow feathers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. There on the pendant bough, his crownet weeds clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke. And down his trophy weeds and himself fell into the weeping brook. His clothes spread out wide and mermaid-like, a while they bore him up. And therewith he chanted snatches of old lauds, like one incapable of their own distress, or like a creature native and undue into the element. But long it could not last, till his garments heavy with their drink pulled the poor wretch from his melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas, he is drowned.
Drowned.
Drowned. Too much of water has the poor Ophelia. Therefore, I forbid my tears. That's the trick of us. Nature holds her custom. Let shame say what it will. No! No! The beasts are gone. The woman will be out. Farewell, my lord.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now I fear this may give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
So is he to be buried in Christian burial, then, willfully seeking his own salvation?
I tell thee he is. Therefore, dig his grave straight. The crowd hath sat on him and finds it Christian burial.
But how can that be unless he drowned himself in his own self-defense?
'Tis found so.
Yeah. Must be the se offendendo. Cannot be else. For, now here lies my point. If I were to drown myself, it argues an act. And an act hath three branches, right? It is to act, to do, to perform. Our goal, he drowned himself, wittingly.
Here you good man, Delmer.
Give me leave. Now, here stands the man. Good? And here lies the water. Good?
Good.
Now, if the man goes to the water, drowns himself, it's willy-nilly. He goes, you mark your that. But the water comes to the man, drowns him, he drowns not himself. Our goal, if you are not guilty for your own death, you are not responsible for shortening your own life. God damn.
Is this law?
Mary, 'tis coroner's quest law.
Will you have the truth on it?
Yeah.
If this had not been a gentleman, he should have been buried out of Christian burial.
There it is, and the more pity for it. That such great folk should have the countenance in this world to drown, to hang themselves, great more than they're even Christian. Come. My spade.
Absolutely.
You know, there are no ancient gentlemen in this world except the gardeners, ditch diggers, grave makers. We carry Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
Aye, the first ever bore arms.
He had none.
How dost thou understand Scripture? Because Scripture says Adam digged. Now how you gonna dig if you don't have any arms, huh? You know, I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest not to thy purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
Ow. Now, what is he that builds stronger stuff than either the shipwright, the mason, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker. For that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like that word well. Gallows does well, but how does it well? Right? It does well to those that it do win. Now, thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Our goal, the gallows may do well to thee. Come do it again. Go.
Now, who is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
Aye, tell me that. And unyoked.
Mary, now I can tell.
Good.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Oh, cudgel thy brains no more, for thy dull ass will not mend it painful with beating. And the next time you ask this question, you tell them, grave maker.
Grave.
For the houses we build last till doomsday. Hey! Get the deal on! Fetch us a stupid liquor!
Fuck you!
In youth, when I did love, oh, we thought it was better sleep. Contact all the time to mommy home, oh, we thought there was no fuck.
So much of this, sir, now you shall see the rest. Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed around me. Groped I to find them out. In the dark, had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own cabin, making so bold my fears, forgetting their manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio, royal knave, in exact command, that on the supervised, no leisure bated, nay, not to stay the grinding of an axe, my head should be struck off.
Is it possible?
Here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. Would thou hear how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, I sat me down, devised a new commission, an earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, that, on the view and knowledge of its contents, without debatement further more or less, the bearers should be put to sudden death, no shriving time allowed.
Well, how was it sealed?
Why, even that was heaven ordinate. I had my father's signet in my pocket, the very model of the Danish seal. I folded the writ in the manner of the others, subscribed it, gave it the impression, placed it safely. The changeling never known. Now, the next day was our sea battle, and what to that was sequent thou knowest already.
So, Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it.
Why, man, they did make love to their employment. They are not near my conscience.
In youth, when I did love, oh, we thought it was very sweet.
Has this fellow so little feeling for his business, but he sings at grave making?
But edge with the steel instead, and blind man from his clutch.
Talk to him.
Contact the time to
Sirrah.
me home, oh, we thought
Sirrah.
it had never been.
Sirrah! How long may a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Well, sir, if he be not dead, if he be not rotten before he die, as we have many a pocket corpses nowadays scarce hold the lying in, it'll last you some 8, 9 years. A tanner? Tanner will last you 9.
Why he more than others?
Well, his hide is so tanned with his trade, he'll keep out water a great while. And water, that's the sore decayer of your horse and dead body. Eh? This skull hath lying in the earth now some 3 and 20 years.
Whose was it?
Horse and mad rogue it was. Now, whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. You know, he poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This, sir, is the skull of York, King's old jester.
This.
Aye. Even that.
Alas, poor York. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, a most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gall rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? No one now to mock your own grinning, quite chop-fallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, though she paint herself an inch thick, to this favor she will come. Soft. Soft now. Here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers, and with such armed rites.
By and by.
Well, this doth betoken that the corpse they follow did with desperate hand forgo its own life. And it was of some estate. Couch we buy a while and market.
What ceremony else?
That's Laertes, a very noble youth.
What ceremony else?
His obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranty. His death was doubtful, and though your great command or swayed the order, he should in ground unsanctified been lodged until the last trumpet, with charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles thrown upon him. Yet here he is, allowed his virgin rites, his maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane service of the dead to sing sage requiem and such rest to him as to peace-parted souls.
Lay him in the earth, and from his fair unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel my brother shall be, while thou liest howling.
Ophelia.
Sweets to the sweet farewell. Thou should have hoped that thou would have been my Hamlet's husband, and that thy bridal bed to have decked, sweet lad, and not have strewn thy grave.
Oh, trouble, woe. Fall 10 times trouble upon that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while, till I caught him once more in my arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and the dead, until of this fat a mountain you have made, to overtop old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus.
What is he whose grief bears such emphasis? Whose phrase of sorrow would conjure the wandering stars and make them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Thou prayest not well. Prithee, take thy fingers from my throat.
Somebody pluck them asunder!
Hamlet!
Gentlemen!
Hamlet!
I will fight with him upon this theme until my arms will no longer wag.
What theme?
What theme? I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers with all their quantity of love could not make up my sum. What wouldst thou do for him?
He is
mad.
God's wounds, man. Show me what thou'st do. Wouldst weep, wouldst fight, wouldst pass, wouldst tear thyself? I'll do it. To drink vinegar, eat a crocodile. Dost come to whine? To outface me with leaping in his grave. Be buried quick, and so will I. Nay, but thou only mouth, I'll rant as well as thee.
This is madness, Hamlet.
Hear me, sir. What's the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. It's no matter. Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day.
Laertes. Now you must strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. This grave will have a living monument. Gertrude, set some watch over your son. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
Sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I did forget myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors, but sure, the bravery of his grief did set me into a towering rage.
Peace, who comes here?
Oh, your lordship is right welcome back in Denmark.
I humbly thank you. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
Thy state is the more gracious. To know her is a vice.
Oh, sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from the king.
I will receive this thing with all diligence of spirit.
Oh, here's the matter. Newly come to court is Laertes, believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of excellent differences, of soft society and great showing.
And what imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Oh, you're not ignorant of what excellence Laertes...
I dare not confess it, lest I should compare with him in excellence. For to know a man well is to know himself.
Oh, I mean with his weapon, sir.
What weapon?
Rapier, sir. The king, sir, hath laid, sir, that in a dozen passes between you two he shall not exceed you 3 hits. The king, sir, hath laid on 12 for 9. And the matter should come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
And how if I answer no?
Oh, I mean, your lordship, the opposition of your person in trial.
Well, I will walk here in the hall. If it please his majesty, it is the breathing time of day for me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold to his purpose. I'll win for him if I may, and if not, I gain nothing but my shame in the odd hits.
Shall I deliver you so?
To that effect, after what flourishes your nature will.
I commit my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
Oh, God.
You lose, my lord.
I think not. Since he went into France, I've been in almost continual practice. I'll win at the odds. Thou wouldst not think how ill all is about my heart. It's no matter.
Hey, good my lord.
It's just a kind of foolishness, but it's the kind of thing that might trouble a woman.
If your mind is like anything, obey it. I will forestall the repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury, Horatio. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow, but if it be now, it's not to come. And if it be not to come, it will be now. And if it be not now, yet it will come, the readiness is all, since no man of aught he leaves knows aught. What is it to leave betimes? Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come and take this hand from me.
Pardon me, sir. I have offended you. But, pardon me as you are a gentleman. What I have done that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet wrong, Laertes? Never Hamlet. Well, who was it then? His madness. If it be so, then Hamlet's of the faction that's wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from this purposed evil free me so far in your generous thoughts that I have shot an arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive should stir me to my most revenge. But in my terms of honor, I remain aloof, and will not have reconcilement till by some elder masters of known honor I have a voice and precedent to peace to keep my name ungored. But until such time, I have received thy offered love, like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely.
Yeah.
And will this brother's wager frankly play? Give us the foils.
One for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill, like a star in the darkest night, will stick fiery off indeed.
Do you mock me, sir?
Nay, by this hand.
Young Osric, give them the foils. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. But your grace has laid the odds on the weaker side.
Oh, I do not fear it. I have seen you both, but since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This one is too heavy. Let me see another.
This one likes me well. These foils have all the length.
Aye, sir.
Here, set me the stoops of wine upon the table. Now, if Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit in answer of the third exchange, then let all the battlements their ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in that cup a union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings of Denmark in crown have worn. Come, let's have the cups. Now, let the kettle to the trumpeter speak, the trumpet to the cannoneers without, the cannons to the heaven to the earth, and now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
One.
Here's to you, Hamlet. This pearl is thine. Here, take the cup.
I'll play this bout for a set it by. Come again, sir. Again, what say you?
A touch. I do confess it.
Shall win.
He sweats in his scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, wipe thy brow. The queen courtiers do fortune.
Good madam.
Oh, well, to you.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will. Pray me, Lord, pardon me.
Set it by. I dare not drink yet.
It is the poison cup. It is too late.
I'll hit him now.
I think not.
And yet, it almost goes against my conscience.
Come for a third, Laertes, you do but dally. I pray you pass with your best violence. I'm so afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so.
Nothing either way!
Come on! Fuck it. How about you now?
Somebody park that roaring sense!
Hey! I'll die as thus! Wait!
Nay, come again!
Yes! Yes!
Look to the queen!
Bleed on both sides! How is it, my lord?
Like a wet cup to my own springe. I am justly killed with my own treachery.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
Oh, Hamlet, it's the cup is poisoned, Hamlet.
Villainy! Shut the doors! Lock the doors! Treachery! Stick it out! Stick it out!
It is here, Hamlet! Hamlet! Thou art slain. In thee, no minutes in the world will do thee good. Thou hast not a half hour's life left. The instrument of thy treachery is in thy hand. The point, unbaited, and venom too. The vile practice have turned itself upon me. Lo, here I lie to never rise again. My mother's poisoned. I can't no more. The king's to blame!
No. The point in venom too. Then venom to thy work. Defend me, friends. I am but hurt. Thou incestuous murderers! Damn me, Dane! Drink off the potion! Is thy union here? You follow my mother.
He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Hamlet. Hamlet. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make you free of it. I follow thee. I'm dead, Horatio. Wretched queen. Adieu. Horatio, I'm dead. Thou livest. Report me my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it.
I'm more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
Give me a cup. No. Wait, have it. lamented name I leave behind me, things standing thus unknown. If you ever held me in your heart, have sent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young Fortinbras come from conquest Poland to the ambassadors of England whose warlike folly gives.
Oh. I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ercrows my soul. I cannot live to hear the news from England, but I prophesy the election lights on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice. Oh, so tell him, with the occurrence more or less that have solicited, the rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Why does the drum come hither?
Where is this strife?
What is it you would seek? If it is aught of woe of wonder, cease your search.
This quarry cries on havoc. O proud death, what feast is toward in thine eternal cell that thou so many princes in a shot so bloodily hast struck?
This sight is dismal.
The affairs from
England
have been
come
too
too
late.
late. It's senseless these ears should have no
Hearing, but all our commitments have been
fulfilled. That Rosencrantz
And Guildenstern
are dead.
Where should we give our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had the ability of life to thank you. Never gave commandment for their deaths. But since so jump upon this bloody question, are you from the Polish wars and you from England have thus arrived? Give order that these bodies be placed high on a stage to the view, and let me tell the yet unknowing world how these events came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put upon my cunning and forced cause. And in this upshot, purposes mistook fallen on the inventors' heads. All this I can truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to audience. For me, with sorrow I embrace my fortune. I have some rights of memory of this kingdom, which now to claim my vantage doth invite me.
Of that I shall also have cause to speak. And from his mouth, whose voice shall draw on more. But let these both be presently presented, even whilst men's minds are wild, lest more mischance on plots and errors happen.
Let 4 captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most royally. And for his passage, the soldier's music and the rites of war speak loudly for him. Go, take up the bodies, bid the soldiers shoot.
Blood Oath's 5th season. It started with this guy and the director of this play getting really drunk and deciding that they were going to take a blood oath. They were going to do every single one of Shakespeare's plays 1 year at a time. So far they've done it 5 times and they only got, 31 left to go?
We've done it 5 times.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We've done it 5 times. Anyway, as we said at the top of the show, we're super low budget. We do our best to put this on. We really enjoy it. We're all here for free, doing this just because we love Shakespeare. But if you loved our Shakespeare and you want to help us out, we have a bucket.
You got a bucket?
Yeah, buckets. Yeah. You could put your money in it if you want. We know some of you already bought tickets, and we super appreciate that. But if you want to give more and help us keep this thing going for the next 31 years, just toss some stuff in the bucket. We also have we have QR codes.
It's on the program.
We're high tech. On the program, there's a QR code to donate. And there's a QR code to get on our mailing list. Now, we're not going to, send you a bunch of emails. We're going to send you 3, maybe 2.
A year.
They're going to be a year. They're going to be hey, we're doing a show. Hey, the show's tomorrow. Get on that mailing list, find out what the heck we're doing next. And to tell you what we're doing next, let's get a big drum roll here. Our next play is Twelfth Nights. So, look forward to that next year, and if you want to help make it high tech, pop some money in the bucket. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.